green and black. Plenty of punches being thrown in this one. Bika, just a hurricane of activity. Not a lot of technique, Albie, just tries to overwhelm you.
Oh, big counter by Bika.
Nice lead right hand by Dirrell, and there's another right hand that staggered Bika. Dirrell very composed. And there's a right that buckled the knees of the champion. Bika is down. It's officially the second knockdown of his career. Now it's Bika beginning to tag the challenger.
Oh man, those are thunderous body punches.
They're in the closet right now. So what has been a scintillating 6th round.
Oh my.
Sumo. We are in the midst of a Brooklyn brawl for the WBC super middleweight title. Oh, and Dirrell again on the ground. He took that below the belt line.
Bika's working him over in every way possible. Now he's cut, maybe from a clash of heads.
As a wise man once said, this is becoming bowling shoe ugly, Al.
I'm gonna disqualify you. It's the last fucking round. One more thing, I'm gonna stop this fight.
It's always a wild and woolly affair with Bika in the ring.
6 draw. He couldn't handle the pressure. I won the fight.
Everybody knows Sakio Bika fight is dirty.
Like a rematch real quickly?
Definitely.
Rim 5 losses. Good luck to both of you.
13 between Dirrell and Bika. Dirrell said he was going to go for the knockout.
Now Jack Reese, that last punch around the back of the
Bika started boxing when he was 14. Had over 130 amateur fights. Went to Australia for the 2000.
He told us that he was going to come straight forward, and with a guy with the punching power.
This is a terrific ref action has to do with Bika.
And we knew the referee was going to be instrumental in this fight, and all half of the opening round. Bika loves to make his opponents his own medicine as he right hand to the side of the head.
And I'm not suggesting Sakio Bika is a charm school. Dirrell is coming out this.
Yes, he will have to.
Looking to replicate what our guest diagnosed with non-Hodgkin 2006 suffered a serious motorcycle accident, leg and left wrist, and looking ugly in the opening round. Looping right hand by the champion. Manifesting itself to be a rough and tumble affair.
Looking for big punches, and he went after Sakio Bika.
Action as we begin.
It's a good shot selection, throwing the body in the center. It keeps him off back.
To go 5-0 with trainer Kevin.
At the fighter meeting, that Bika has to start.
Turn defense immediately.
The key was to throw more be more effective, if not.
Didn't hint that he would do, but
Rams on the side of the clash of heads. And there, just made the editorial comment of the fight thus far.
pushed his, it's an awkward clash of styles. You can't not let.
Put on those 4-ounce MMA the second round.
And hard time throwing a straight right hand. He'll be beneficial for Dirrell to say it will switch, but in his southpaw.
Carl Froch and George at Wembley Stadium. And Dirrell still fighting from the south.
First 6 rounds were well in the second part.
Stop, nobody put. Stop you. Stop you. Let him out, fight at you. Come on, work out. Stop.
Dirrell backs Bika up.
And Bika looks to be on steady legs with that last hit.
He's been down 3 times in his career.
Work at it. Stop, Mike. Stop.
Dirrell is. His fight is in the middle of the ring, and he's keeping it.
Part of this fight, the last fight, and then he has gotten off to. Although I have to say, Jack Reese, who went into the corner to deliver yet another Sakio Bika, is making this a more terrific rep, but he can overdo it on this.
Just past.
If you're a fan of Anthony Dirrell, this is the fight that you want to see him fight at the moment.
1 minute left in the 3rd round. Dirrell, as a fighter.
You have your referee who does this. You also have your referee who gets in there with stopping it early.
And Jack Reese is a terrific ref, but I don't know what happened in the last fight. Maybe he's overreacting a little.
Bika coming forward, lands a left hook across the jaw of the challenger Dirrell, now working the body.
This is where Dirrell gets in trouble. Bika's been
one of Bika's sons is named Zidane.
Dirrell landing a real nice counter right hand. And of course, the balance of Bika always an issue, and we saw it in evidence there.
Bell in round 4. Dirrell was the most recent such fight. Now Bika clinched. Dirrell trying to punch on the inside. Bika going to the body. Now Dirrell pushing his head down. Title was at stake. defending champ, one tested for a vacant title, so that's playing out thus far here.
Straight to the wall for the for the first half of the fight portion of this fight.
When it comes to body shots, land Dirrell.
That's a significant number because Bika needs to be the man doing, especially in the second part of
His loopy shots.
for people like me, but in boxing it's or not old for people like me, just old in boxing.
Dirrell again from the southpaw stance, eats the jab from Bika. Wild animals. I mentioned the Rams heads, and you fight just how involved the ref.
There's the overhand right by Bika, and once he zones in with that punch, he's going to be a different fighter. And now Dirrell on the ropes, and this is what Bika did in the second part of that last fight.
But he's countering. I mean, he's not letting the wave get, in Bika's favor. He's countering off, but what he needs to do is spin him.
Another scrappy fourth round thus far here in the rematch between Sakio Bika. Round 5. Jab from Bika.
He's only gone past 8 fight. He faded, but
he can do that. But I don't know what this can do. So we have some animals in there tonight.
As Cunningham's round here in round 5, the one that Bika has been a little more effective.
But I love the way Dirrell trying to pace himself and not
big edge. That's fascinating. Larger. Punch be effective in this fight.
Now Bika, there's a counter left hook by Dirrell.
By Sakio Bika. And that's, we'll see if it continues.
Squaring up. There's a right hand counter right from Dirrell. And there's another good counter right hand by the challenger, Daniel.
Almost lift him. This is going to be a hard
to thank Jack Reese for adding his color commentary to the fight tonight as they go to round 6 and things are breaking.
Able to throw this very nice counter. That's a punch I talked about, the left hook and then the right hand reaction. What else is new at the end of the round?
That country has been Hassan and Anthony, former heavyweight boxing titles.
Jack Reese told both.
Good counter left. There's a lead right hand. Adjustments you would like to see made. What are some of the
backing up? And maybe come back. His punch count is going up as well.
Dirrell attacking the body.
Perfectly sound. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
The 6th round. And again, Dirrell catches Bika coming in at an uptick, but slowing down into some space, measuring each other up.
Men are still throwing at a very low rate of
left hand to the body by Dirrell. Straight right. Who again are used to tremendous action between the champion Bika and the challenger. And as we head into the second half of this at the stump up center, it's here not Keith.
Tougher.
Right hand catches Bika.
That's the punch Dirrell has used. The tougher schedule than Dirrell. Much tougher. He's be able to crank it up in the last part of this fight. We'll see.
Even he's hurt. It's only for
Sakio Bika, the champion.
Dirty fights present a unique challenge. Fouls in wrestling and not clean punching. The clean punching in this fight has been done by
Bika on the jaw. Bika has another mouth to feed as Dirrell comes over the top with a right hand. So 2 sons.
Yes. And his family, of course, in Australia. And he's not been able to get Dirrell against the ropes in this fight. That's one of the reasons Dirrell is effective.
And Dirrell putting together some very effective combinations. Dirrell also a family man, has a 2-year-old son, Anthony, in October. They're rough and tumble rounds. Dirrell
and feints, and then there's the right hand. That's exactly what I'm there. He uses the touch jab, 2 touch jabs to make the right hand happen.
It's a beautiful shot out.
We heard from Dirrell, make the knockout happen. He's doing a much better job in this.
When he told us at the fight.
Sakio Bika, the champion, in the Anthony Dirrell in the gold with blue and red.
Round fights. Dirrell, as I mentioned earlier, has only been 12 round to 1.
Dude.
He should allow fighters just to fight.
And the question is, how many times has he given a warning to Bika about the low blows? I haven't seen that many low blows from Bika, but here.
And now a sense of urgency from the champion, Sakio Bika. He was deducted a point for a low blow in the 11th round of the first fight. Now putting the pressure on Dirrell along the ropes. Wanting to remove. Misses with the... There's a straight right hand by Dirrell. That's to the referee. Dirrell almost bored himself.
Uncomfortable and This is part of the deal here.
Oh, and
Bika looking at it, it's going to be difficult for him at this point.
Get off his hand, let him out.
a lot of bad blood carrying over from the first fight. Both on the ropes.
Lead up to this fight.
Of the way through this.
But then, Bika trying to come back in this round. And this was where it looked like he was going to maybe hurt Dirrell, landing a nice short left hook, the kind of punch he doesn't throw very often. This unorthodox act.
Ronello along with Hall of Famer Al Bernstein.
Cancer, which he suffered in. For him, if he officially.
Steve.
Dirrell is clearly winning this fight. There have only been 2 instances, once in the 4th, once in the 8th, when Bika attacked with the ferocity.
Left hook again.
Part of the reason why they're always, you know, in the clinches because Dirrell kind of overcommits with his right hand. And when Bika goes
5th showbox, another champion.
Just celebrated its 200th episode in style.
And again, all this action for the most part in the center of the ring.
That's what he needs to do. Just adjust.
So, no. Go to that corner. Go to that corner.
Thought with the punch that was.
He's going to need a throat lock.
We're commenting a lot about him. He's a very fine ref, but I think in this instance he's a central character, and we need to talk about him.
Stop.
And was disqualified.
Now, if you can see Anthony Dirrell's stance, he's fighting kind of tall, Al.
Well, not now, huh?
Scheduled for 12 championship.
Sakio Bika, this needs to make something happen.
Daniel, this is a style.
To make classes, they're doing it on their own. I think Bika is
in which it is there.
Left hook to the head of Dirrell.
Bika misses what
He's wanting to make sure he's got.
there's
All that punching room in the center very well.
Yeah, you're right, Al. His job is to make it a rough and tough, ugly fight.
And to get inside where he can do the body work.
Absolutely. He has a great right hand, especially. He's on fire.
doubled over the top by.
Why does Sakio Bika throw such a nice left hook about 6 or 7 times in this fight and everything else is looping? I don't understand that. Nice, short, compact left hooks.
Back. Round begins, Al Bernstein. Your advice be, Mr. Jacobs.
And I'll tell you, scorecards are really surprised to keep your championship.
Bika. There's a
Punch they wanted so much. In the last fight and this fight, when he gets in close, he throws that short left hook. It's a great punch. There, and see, he just doesn't throw it that much. It's the one punch he
was wrapped up by Dirrell.
I mentioned that Dirrell had only gone.
Counter right from Dirrell. Stiff jab from Bika.
The left hook as well from Dirrell.
Oh, nice double jab straight right by Bika. The combination. And now Dirrell trying to fight off the ropes. You were going to say, Daniel.
I was going to say his counter left hook has been good, but every time he does it, he leans back with his hands down, and that's how he just got caught. He needs to come back with his hands up.
You know,
they are brawling for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. We're going to the 12th and final round here.
The right hand in that he can be happy with. It wasn't, has just not been there. And he was
punches with him meeting last December.
Yeah, I think the major one is that Anthony Dirrell, and he has marshaled his energy and landed some nice right hands.
This guy out, but here we can see Anthony Dirrell taking it to him.
Challenger.
Easy to block for Dirrell. He's seen it.
Again, the right uppercut.
To a world title ahead of Andre Dirrell.
4 chances to become a champion. This champion against challenger Anthony Dirrell.
Surprising if the
final minute of the fight.
That's great shape. He kept his 3rd, 4th round. He kept the same pace, and he's not breathing hard. He's not tired, and these guys are going.
Dirrell, 32nd champion, 1 week removed from our guest analyst. By the California State Athletic Commission, see what has been an ugly affair.
Step away from each other. Stop. You're going to shake hands or what?
And we'll go back and show you as the fight continued. That was early on when they both hit the canvas. Both men complaining, the point being deducted from Sakio Bika. The punch that may have happened when Dirrell was already on the ground. Many actions like this where Dirrell hits the canvas how these numbers.
The new WBC Super Middle
Scores.